Thank you very much. In the interest of time, we'll ask our final question here. This is my question. It's going to be a tough one. And with this, we'll give each of you 3 minutes to answer and kind of give your closing remarks. We'll start in reverse alphabetical order this time. Mr. West, how will your representation differ from that of Congressman Heath Shuler's?
Well, I'll actually see people. One of the main reasons I'm running is because we've got to have character back in this country. We've got to have, just like Scott was saying, and several of us have said up here on the stage, we've got to have people that are willing to do the right thing. And it's going to take a lot of courage to do it. I'm telling you, it takes a lot of courage to get up on this stage and put your name out there. Okay? But it's going to take an awful lot of courage. And it's going to take a lot of prayer from everybody. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and preach on that, but I can tell you this, that what's going to change is the fact that I'm going to be out here talking to the individuals. I'm going to be out here seeing the people in this district. I've seen quite a few of them over the last, I guess, 2 months. My wife and I, and Teresa and my wife and I, and everybody has seen so many people. I guess we've seen close to 2,000 or 3,000 people here in the last few months. But the one thing we've got to do is we've got to remember that we're here to represent each and every one of you. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, black, white. It doesn't matter. The one thing that we all need to understand is we're all Americans. We're all Americans. That's the only common thread each and every person has in this room, is that we're Americans. So we've got to do the right thing. We've got to sit up here and make sure that when we make these decisions, we're making them based off what's best for this district, what's best for this country, and more importantly, what's best that the Constitution says we can do. There are things going on right now that is not constitutional. There are things in this health care bill that's coming up when they say that they can fine you. There is nowhere in the Constitution that gives the federal government the right, because the Constitution says, once again, we the people. It does not say we the government. So each and every one of us will place our hand on that Bible, whichever one y'all choose, and we're sworn to defend, not to amend the Constitution. And that's where I will differ from our representative. And when we meet head on, he might not like me too much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Mr. Stubb, 3 minutes, if you wish.
I think it boils down to one word: integrity. And I'm not going to throw any stones up here about Mr. Shuler, but you know, he was recently had some controversy about a land deal. And it came out that he was lying, and it was over an inconsequential issue that he could have just answered and been done with and moved on. Folks, it's like your children. For those of you who have kids, if they lie to you once, how do you ever trust them again? That's a big issue. The other thing, and Kenny had made mention to it, is accessibility, being out there, not being wishy-washy. You know, not saying one thing when you're home in the district and then going up to Washington and you know, running away, and every time you come home you're hiding because, you know, of the votes you're casting. The wishy-washy inconsistency, and as I mentioned before, a quote that I had made is that there's nothing to read between the lines. You know what I say is what I mean, and you know, I don't have any intentions on being a career politician. I don't think that the word career and politician should ever be used in the same sentence. You know, I'm doing it because I have a passion for the future of our country, and I don't like the way that the direction is going. You know, somebody once said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting different results. We cannot send another politician up to Washington. We need to send somebody with the sole intent and purpose of representing this district. It's not about us. It's about you. It's about the constituency. And that person's got to be able to go up there and not be afraid to step on toes. We're not going up there to make friends and have a good time and join the country club. You know, we've got to be prepared to step on some toes. We've also got to be able to have, that person's got to have the courage to stand alone, even if it means being the only yes or no vote. I'm prepared to be Mr. No. I'm not a doctor, so I can't be like Ron Paul, but I'm prepared to be Mr. No. You know, if it's in the best interest of our district, you've got to be prepared to do that. You know, this isn't a popularity contest, and it certainly isn't about who can throw football the farthest. I don't know, you know, contrary to some people in our district, you know, that think it is. You know, this is about our future, and we've got to go up, you know, with that intent. I am that person. I've never had a problem going against the grain and doing the right thing, even if it was highly unpopular. And that's probably what it's going to take, because some people aren't going to want to hear straight talk. They want to hear what they want to hear. They want to have their ears tickled. That's not what our job is. Our job is as a servant to you all, the constituency. Thank you very much.